You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Philip Kaufman, filling in for Julia Wiegand. A wrong-way driver caused a fatal head-on collision early this morning along Interstate 80 in Luzerne County. According to state police, a man drove the wrong way for nearly 4 miles in the eastbound lane of the interstate in Sugarloaf Township. He crashed head-on into a FedEx delivery truck near mile marker 252 just before 5 a.m. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene, while the 2 people in the delivery truck were expected to be okay. The lane was restricted while crews cleared the scene of that accident early this morning in Luzerne County. Wilkes-Barre Mayor George Brown issued a state of emergency Wednesday, calling for residents living along Solomon Creek to evacuate. The heavy downpours caused the creek to rise to nearly 8 feet Wednesday, causing it to flood the Sansui Parkway. Floodwaters from the creek also forced a closure to traffic on Ashley Street in Hanover Township. A mandatory evacuation was issued last night for hundreds of residents living on Waller, Barney, and South Franklin Streets in Wilkes-Barre, and a shelter was set up for them by the American Red Cross at GAR High School. Several schools in the area also had early dismissals yesterday due to the threat of flash flooding. Hazleton police were called to Alter Street just after 1 this morning for a report of an assault. 35-year-old Rafael Espalier Reyes reportedly called 911 to say that he struck his girlfriend and that police needed to get there fast. But he immediately became uncooperative when officers arrived at the scene, allegedly throwing his wallet at one of the officers and striking another before being placed under arrest. He was charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, resisting arrest, and harassment. He was taken to Luzerne County Prison for an arraignment. The Hazleton Fun Fest Committee announced that this year's event has been canceled. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has more from Chamber President Mary Malone.
The ongoing pandemic has caused another popular area event to be canceled. The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce and the Fun Fest Committee announced today that Fun Fest 2021, that was originally scheduled for September 12, has been canceled.
It was a series of things. We had already scaled it back to 1 day. A one-day event with the parade, but a combination of, we've been keeping a close eye on the numbers here in both Luzerne County, Schuylkill, and Carbon, as far as, and we are all still in the red zone. Some of our entertainment had issues related to COVID, and between the governor and schools and the masking, just had a long discussion about what makes the most sense.
Organizers are saddened over the cancellation, but decided to err on the side of caution to put the safety of the community first.
As you know, we're an outdoor event, but in case of bad weather, we will shift things to indoors, except for the parade, and just decided, again, out of an abundance of caution, that we would go ahead and rather cancel it and come back in 2022, hopefully.
Thanks to COVID, this is the second interruption in the event's 43-year history.
We had a COVID concept for last year, but then the band that we had set to kind of do a traveling similar to what the county series did wound up having a COVID spike, and so we didn't even wind up doing that last year.
But on a good note, the Fun Fest Committee is already setting its sights on next year.
The great news about the dedicated volunteers and all of our benefactors that make Fun Fest possible, we will retool for 2022.
To keep up to date in future activities, visit hazletonchamber.org. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. Head on down to the new Can Do Community Park, as tomorrow's First Friday event will have a variety of culture for all. Here at the new Can-Do Community Park on the corner of Broad and Laurel, the third annual and final of the Arts in the Park concert will be shaking things up with a new beat for everyone to dance to.
Tomorrow is First Friday. Tomorrow is September 3rd, and we will be here in the Can-Do Community Park at the corner of Broad and Laurel with our third Arts in the Park concert. This is the third of the season, and this month we are hosting a wonderful band, Yasser Tejeda and Pelotre. They're from Brooklyn. His genre basically is fusing Afro-Dominican roots music with jazz and blues.
The event will take place from 7 to 9 p.m. The public is invited to bring their own lawn chairs and or picnic blankets and snacks. And there's plenty more to do along with the performance.
We're going to have food here in the park. We're going to have drinks. There's other things going on. We also have a dominoes tournament. You could still register for the tournament up to the event, which starts at 5:30 tomorrow. And then there's also a fashion show during the intermission. And so it's a little bit different for First Friday. The band starts at 7 and the exhibit starts at 6.
And that exhibit beginning at 6 p.m. will be the Hazleton Art League's opening exhibit featuring NEPA native Mark Peterson's collection of work by artists whose roots are in the Los Angeles street art movement. We had the chance to speak with Mark about the exhibit as they worked diligently to prepare.
First of all, I'd like to say that I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to show my art in this area. I am from Northeast PA. I went to High Acres campus when I attended college, and through that I made a connection with Dr. Carl Frankel. And through all of this, I have been able to come back to this area. And one of the things that I'm really excited about doing is sharing my art with the people. It's not art that I myself have created, but it's art that I have collected during my time in Los Angeles.
The Made in LA exhibit features a variety of artists whose styles include outsider art, street art, abstracts, and assemblage pieces.
This is an opportunity for people to come see art locally. You don't have to go to New York or Philadelphia. You can come right here and enjoy and discuss and learn something and maybe share something with another person. It's going to be great. And not only that, there's going to be music and people. So much is happening, and it's happening right here in downtown Hazleton. So everybody, come on down and enjoy the show.
So like Mark said, come on down and experience the beauty of the arts and immerse yourself in different cultures, right here in your own backyard. As the long Labor Day weekend approaches, Penndot's encouraging motorists to visit the historic holiday traffic page at 511pa.com to plan your Labor Day weekend travels. The Labor Day Travel Tool allows the public to see how traffic speeds compare on the Friday before and on Labor Day to traffic conditions during a typical non-holiday week. And while Penndot will remove lane restrictions and suspend construction projects wherever possible, the page also allows the public to view any interstate restrictions during the holiday travel period. You can find all the info you need online at 511pa.com by downloading the free 511pa app or by calling, you guessed it, 511. Hazleton Public Transit announced that there won't be any bus service Monday in observance of the Labor Day holiday. HPT will not be providing bus service on Monday, September 6th. The HPT office will also be closed during that time. Regular service hours will resume on Tuesday, September 7th. Coming up on WYLN News, details on an upcoming nurse chat. Plus, college football is back, and happy 49th anniversary, Jim Burns. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's WYLN forecast is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
It's high school football time. Watch WYLN for all the local high school football action as we bring you the event, not just a highlight, like only WYLN can. The Game of the Week on WYLN TV is sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. For the best in local sports, watch WYLN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Hazleton. Let's make this the summer event. Put you and your family in one of these great looking Grand Cherokee Limited L's. We have over 8 in stock. Or if you want something more rugged, how about a 2021 Ram Rebel? How about the 2021 Jeep Renegade? Save over $5,000. We have over 25 to choose from. Whether you're looking new or used, stop down and check out the huge selection of Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, and you'll find out why we take the deals those other guys won't.
Are you caring for an aging loved one and have questions about dementia or senior-related health concerns? Well, join Heritage Hills Senior Community for their chat with nurses on Tuesday, September 14th at 6 p.m. Come with your questions to 800 6th Street in Weatherly for the free program that provides family caregivers with insightful discussions led by Heritage Hills' experienced nursing staff. Masks are required while on site, and you must RSVP by September 13th by calling 570-427-4500. Our WYLN sports crew's gearing up to bring you game number 2 of the 2021 high school football season. We kick off with some live Bulldog Comets action tomorrow night at 7 when we travel to Crispin Memorial for Berwick's home opener against Crestwood. Tune in for your Friday night fill of Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and our WYLN sports crew bringing you the event, not just the highlights. Sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. No plans tomorrow night? No problem. Got some? Well, cancel them. Instead, tune in for your weekly dose of Friday Night Football and all the live local action right here on WYLN TV. And WYLN's all-time OT hero, Marty Burns, has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off season across our viewing area. So, let's talk sports.
Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Blaze Alexander Family Dealership, Hazleton. Before I get started sports-wise, I've got to send out special happy anniversary wishes to my parents, Rita and our stat guy, Jim Burns, who are celebrating their anniversary today. I'm not sure how many years it is, but everybody keeps telling me that next year is going to be a milestone moment, and I've got a year to figure it out, so I'll get there at some point. Now, some people may have thought that this week I've been a little cranky with all the baseball issues that I've talked about. Well, now I'm going to get into some happy times for me. College football is back. You heard us a little over a week ago, myself and Joe Flanagan, talking about what a great Labor Day weekend of college football it is, and maybe some of the games that we missed. I know we talked about Ohio State, Minnesota tonight. A very interesting game tonight. Boise State taking on Central Florida. A game for those non-major conference teams. Whoever comes out with the victory here tonight, especially if it's Boise State on the road, could have a chance to get in one of those big New Year's Six bowl games coming up at the end of the season. Tomorrow night, Michigan State, who had a horrible season last year, looking to rebound and get back to where Michigan State was. Coach Fitzgerald is going to be hosting the Spartans tomorrow night as his Northwestern team takes them on. We'll be interested to see if Michigan State can get back to where they were or if they're still going to struggle like they did last year. And Saturday, what a list of games. We went over them, some of the big games that's coming up Saturday, but some more interesting ones. Number 17, Indiana, we talked about them. They want to try to keep that Big Ten momentum going. They're going to Iowa to take on number 18, Iowa. That'll be a very interesting game Saturday. The beginning of the Steve Sarkisian era in Texas as they host the Ragin' Cajuns of number 23, Louisiana. And Ed Orgeron goes from being the line coach of the Rock at Miami to going to LSU and bringing home a national championship. Go Tigers! As he heads to the Rose Bowl to take on UCLA. Chip Kelly under the gun to get this UCLA program back to where they want it to be. They've not been to the Rose Bowl in a long time, and they're wanting to see if UCLA can do it. A big step would be Saturday night at home in the Rose Bowl taking on LSU. And as I think about Michigan State, and I'm going to send it back to Phil, Michigan State used to have a guy that played football that was a hero in Dodger lore named Kirk Gibson, and I just wonder, am I dating myself when I start mentioning the name Kirk Gibson to you?
Coming up on Rice Township's News Choice, we take a trip down to the Carbon County Animal Shelter and Community in You. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 4. Stay with us.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton has the health care you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
Imagine how inconvenient your life would be without power. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you will have power when you need it most. Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted.
The Wire Guys, 1338 North Church Street, Hazel Township, 570-459-3345, and visit us at homewireguys.com.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783. Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns, host of Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. Join us every week as I'll be joined by head coach Dennis Bookman as we go over past Hazleton area opponents, look ahead to a future opponent, and have a guest from the Cougar football program. That's all this season on Sports Talk, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner.
That time again as we take a trip down to the Carbon County Animal Shelter to meet all the pups that are currently up for adoption. First up is Milo. He wound up at the shelter because a woman took him from a man in Lansford who claimed he was going to shoot the dog. The woman kept Milo for about 3 weeks until she could no longer take care of him. When he was brought in, he was covered with fleas and had to be treated. He's doing much better now, and this little hound dog is a real sweetheart. Finn is a sweet and quiet boy who was found over a week ago between Jim Thorpe and Nesquehoning. He walks well on a leash and is currently learning how to sit for some of his favorite treats. Sammy is an 11-month-old pit bull mix. She's spayed and up to date on her shots. She's a bit shy at first, but once you get to know her, she's a sweet and loving girl who loves to go for walks. Up next is Midnight, who should have been named Houdini because he loves climbing out of his kennel and nothing that the staff does can contain him. He doesn't cause any damage, and it almost seems like he's doing it because he's housebroken and doesn't want to mess his kennel. He also loves to play ball and would probably play all day if he had the chance. Muggsy is a sweet boy who was found muzzled and tangled in a barbed wire fence in Jim Thorpe a couple of weekends ago. He's since perked up, and staff are working on earning his trust. He has a healthy appetite and is currently safe and sound at the shelter. Up next is Fudge. He's an adorable, loving boy with an awesome personality. This young shepherd mix left treats and sits so nicely for them. He was found a few weeks ago in Albrightsville and may have had an owner in Monroe County. Silk is a longtime resident at the shelter. She would give lots of love to the right person, and someone would have to come for several visits so Silk could get to know them. She also wouldn't do well with a large family. Mac has been waiting for over a year at the shelter, and they know that the reason is that the person he is meant for simply hasn't found him yet. Mac would also require several visits, but he'd be worth the wait. Last but not least is Hershey. She's a happy 3-year-old girl with tons of energy. She loves attention and getting pets. She's been spayed, and this healthy little sweetheart would do best in a home as the only dog. If any of these cuties caught your eye, then you can call the shelter at 570-325-4828 to make an appointment to meet one of these special canines.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton, everything to make your house a home.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Dr. Amar Abbasi's leading the way into part 4 of this week's series. And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Dr. Amar Abbasi. So we talked earlier about the department, and you kind of mentioned when you got into the role that the department was kind of they wanted to start the department. So talk to me about the department and raising it from the ground up, kind of.
Okay, so 9 years ago, in 2012, I walked into the Health and Wellness Center, and I think the orthopedic surgeon at that time had kind of just transitioned to a different role outside of our current healthcare system, and so I, in essence, was our musculoskeletal department. So there was no we didn't have an orthopedic surgeon that was hired, chiropractic, podiatry, any other physiatrists that were with us. So I handled all kind of cases that came through. And over the course of time, we slowly added chiropractic with Dr. Gavio and podiatry with Dr. Portnova. And we kind of were functioning as a group for a while. Dr. Canlis, orthopedic surgeons came in. Recently, Dr. Puccio, who just actually departed, and more recently now we're recruiting for a regional orthopedic surgeon that will be full-time for the area. And successfully, we had this really excellent merger with Coordinated Health that happened a few years back, and that really kind of multiplied our ability to provide services. So now we have excellent orthopedic care coming in to the Station Circle location, and we have orthopedic providers that are specialized in sports medicine and hand surgery and total joint replacements, and we have other chiropractors, so now we have multiple chiropractic teams and multiple podiatrists. So our group has really grown in terms of the breadth of size, and it's really actually great to see. So we no longer kind of rely on a single specialist, but patients now have options in the area. So no longer is it just one physiatrist, one provider, and you're getting your kind of other care outside of the area, but now we're having the ability to kind of take care of you here at Hazleton. And we're bringing that care to you, and that's really kind of been our goal all along, is how can we have you feel confident and really have trust in the local center that we're building. We're looking at standards to make it a center of excellence in terms of musculoskeletal care, and having providers from orthopedic standpoint, sports medicine standpoint, chiropractic standpoint, podiatry standpoint, rheumatology standpoint, and physiatry or spine standpoint that all can come in and take care of your needs here. And obviously, if there's kind of overly complex issues that need to be sent down to Cedar Crest or Lehigh Valley network, we also know that is always an option. So that's really kind of how this kind of slowly built up over the past 9 years, and it's really remarkable to see.
All right, and we're going to get into the future of the department soon.
Yes.
All right, folks, so check back tomorrow night as Mark continues leading the way into the final segment of this week. Good night. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.